I will show you how to make your own magnetic bookmark at home, step by step from start to finish. I'll also show you what materials you'll need. The process is really fun and easy. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer and help you out. Now, let's make a magnetic bookmark inspired by our ladybug design. Create a blank page where we will place the design we've chosen. This step is not mandatory for everyone if you already have your own design ready. In my case, my design was drawn with others, and now I will go ahead and copy it into a blank document. We need a design without a background, so we take off the background color and choose to remove the background. Then we save our design as a PNG file. We send it to our computer and open the Cricut Design Space program. I've decided to create the bookmark design there because I find this method the easiest for me, and it works without any issues. Now we create a new project and upload our design there. Now we'll work a bit on our design, starting by creating an offset. We'll duplicate the design when we're happy with it, and add the connecting strip between the two designs where the fold will be. And the dimensions are adjusted according to my other bookmarks designs, so that there is no huge difference in their sizes. I added in a 4-size shape to serve as a guide for arranging the bookmarks so that I can print 6 at once. Now, the products you'll need are inkjet photo paper, as I use an inkjet printer, A4 laminating pouches, a scoring board to create the fold on the bookmarks, a scoring pen, a Cricut or other brand cutting machine, a printer, a laminator, and magnets. All the products will be listed below in the description with attached links where you can purchase them. And this notebook here helps me to write down everything related to my projects. Today, I'll especially recommend that if you're making magnets to sell, you should write down your print color settings so that every time you create new ones, the colors match and don't differ when printing. I also write down the printer I use here, which you'll find a link to in the description. Now we're ready to print, but first, let's check the settings. I bleed to make sure that even if the machine doesn't cut perfectly along the edges, this bleed adds extra outline, which always guarantees that nothing will go beyond the outline. We open the system dialog, where we'll work a bit more on the colors, one of the most important steps. Overall, I had a lot of difficulties at first when adjusting the colors for my other projects, but over time and after hundreds of failed projects, I started to get a feel for which color range I should add to or remove from, depending on the design. Your settings should be different from mine. You should experiment at first until you get the colors you want. Now, let's confirm the settings on our printer, as I'm using glossy photo paper. I'll set the paper type on the printer to glossy and the size to a 4. While the bookmarks are printing, we turn on the laminator to let it heat up. From this ladybug design, I have notepads, so I take one to compare the colors with those on the bookmark. If you're happy with the result, continue following me. If not, try again with different color settings until you achieve the result you want. Or move forward, and if any don't turn out well, you can give them to a friend or upload them to your website at a discounted price. Place the print in the laminating pouch and then insert it into the laminator. You'll notice that I hold it from the bottom, and that's because I often find little fibers stuck inside the pouch, which completely ruins the design and lowers its quality. I pass it through the laminator twice to make sure the adhesive has completely melted. Now I take the cutting mat and place the laminated sheet with the arrow facing up, so that Cricut can correctly cut our design. I use this small roller to better adhere the sheet to the mat. However, here you'll also need Scotch tape or transparent matte tape to attach the sheet to the mat, and also place along the black guides that Cricut needs to recognize. But because we have a glossy surface, without this tape, it will have trouble scanning the guidelines. The settings I use for cutting are heavy cardstock 270 GSM with more pressure. Thanks to the bleed we added earlier, you can see how Cricut has correctly cut the design without leaving any white space. Now, we divide the total length of the bookmarks by 2, where we will create a score line in the middle. This is the scoring board I will be using now. I'll leave a link for it in the description. You will also need a scoring pen. This one came with my Cricut cutting machine. First attempt, unsuccessful. But let's try again. Sometimes I just don't hit the middle perfectly. You can see the misalignment. It's small, but still annoying. This time, successful. And there is no misalignment, so let's continue with the rest. Now it's time to place the magnets. The mistake most people make is that when they place the magnets, they glue both sides. The tip here is that you should first glue the magnet on one side, and then, without gluing the other one, place it on top until you feel the strong connection between the two. I've heard from others that their magnet is defective and doesn't stick to the other, and that's because they didn't align them properly first. And here's the final result. The magnet is strong, and even if your book is tilted downward, it won't fall. I'm extremely happy with the XBet magnets, and I'll also leave a link for them in the description. No more falling standard bookmarks that cause us to lose our pages. Finally, if you put the bookmarks up for sale, you can add a beautiful backing card in your style. Would you like me to show you how I make mine? Please leave a comment if you'd like to see such a video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.